There was a man who led millions of young people. Everyone knew his name, Charlie Kirk. But nobody knew the truth. September 10th, 2025, Utah Valley University. That day, Charlie Kirk was just going to give a speech, but he would never speak again. Because some people wanted him silenced. Now I'm going to tell you something the media didn't tell you. Charlie Kirk's death wasn't just an assassination. This was the final stage of an operation planned for years. A 22-year-old young man, Tyler James Robinson. They said he killed Charlie Kirk. The FBI released photos. His family recognized him. He turned himself in. But the real question is, was Tyler really acting alone, or was he someone's pawn? This is where things start to get complicated. Everyone knows Charlie Kirk. He founded Turning Point USA when he was 18. His goal was simple, to spread conservative thought in American universities. But this simplicity made him a leader of millions. In 2012, while still in high school, he entered politics. His family was a middle-class American family. His father was an architect, his mother a housewife. Charlie had been interested in political debates from a young age. He watched Fox News on television, listened to conservative commentators. He decided not to go to college. Instead, he devoted all his energy to Turning Point USA. In the early years, he was organizing small campus events with just a few people. But he noticed something. There was a hunger for conservative ideas among young people. He knew how to use social media very well. He recorded every debate, uploaded it to YouTube. Soon, his videos started getting millions of views. People loved his sharp tongue, quick responses, and fearless attitude. He went to campuses, set up change my mind style tables, debated with students for hours. Cameras recorded every second. He went as viral as it gets. Every debate, every video got more views than the last. He would say, "We will take America back." He would say, "We will fight for free speech." He would say, "No one can silence us." But someone silenced him. Charlie Kirk wasn't just a political figure. He was a symbol, the hope of young conservatives, the nightmare of liberals. Some saw him as a hero. Others saw him as a dangerous figure. In the 2020s, his name grew even bigger. He was known to have a close relationship with President Trump. He took an active role in election campaigns. He spoke at rallies. Turning Point USA was no longer just a student organization. It had become a movement worth millions of dollars. He was married. His wife, Erica Kirk, supported him. They had no children but were planning to start a family. From the outside, his life seemed perfect, successful, famous, influential. But behind the scenes, there was a different story. In recent months, Charlie had changed. His close colleagues had noticed it. He seemed more tense. He looked around more carefully. In some meetings, he would fall silent, lost in deep thought, as if he was aware of something, as if he sensed a danger. September 10th, 2025. The sun was shining in Utah. The weather was hot. Preparations for the American Comeback Tour event were complete. The Utah Valley University campus was filled with thousands of Turning Point USA supporters. Security measures had been taken. Local police were there. Private security guards were checking at the gates. Everything seemed normal. No one anticipated what would happen that day. It was 2 p.m. Charlie was making his final preparations backstage. He was reviewing his speech notes, discussing last-minute details with his team. Erica was also there to support him. Charlie walked onto the stage. The crowd cheered wildly. They shouted, "Charlie, Charlie, Charlie!" He smiled, waved. He took the microphone. He was about to say his first sentences. Then a single shot. To the neck region. The sound was so quiet that the crowd didn't understand what happened. Charlie collapsed. The microphone fell from his hand. Chaos began. People screamed. Security guards rushed to the stage. An ambulance was called, but it was too late. Charlie Kirk had died instantly. The bullet had torn through a critical artery, reaching his brain. Doctors couldn't do anything. The media immediately sprang into action. CNN broke the news first. Breaking news: Charlie Kirk assassinated. Fox News, NBC, CBS, ABC all went on air at the same time. Screens filled with photos of Charlie Kirk. Within hours, a suspect was identified, Tyler James Robinson, 22 years old, from Utah. The FBI released his photo. His family recognized him. 2 days later, he turned himself in. But wait, this is where the questions begin. Who was Tyler Robinson? Why did he kill Charlie Kirk? Was he alone? The FBI launched an investigation. They offered a $100,000 reward. Utah Governor Spencer Cox called the incident a political assassination. Political assassination. When these words are used, there are always other forces behind the scenes. Tyler's background was investigated. He had grown up in a small town. His family was ordinary people, father a mechanic, mother a nurse. Tyler had gone to college but hadn't finished. He was said to have exhibited strange behaviors in recent years. His social media accounts were examined. He had political posts but no clear ideology. Sometimes he shared right-wing content, sometimes left, as if he was undecided, or as if someone was manipulating his accounts. Tyler's last days were mysterious. Where he stayed, who he met with, how he obtained a weapon were unclear. The FBI didn't share these details with the public. They just said, the investigation is ongoing. But the biggest question was, what was Tyler's motive? Why did he want to kill Charlie Kirk? Did he have a personal grudge? Or was he directed by someone? These questions remain unanswered today. A few hours after the incident, social media exploded. Some people said, "This is fake. Charlie Kirk didn't die." Were the videos fake? Were the images manipulated? Conspiracy theories spread rapidly. On Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, thousands of people were debating. Some said, Charlie Kirk is still alive, he's been hidden. This is a government operation. Some said, Tyler Robinson is innocent, he's been framed. The real killers are someone else. Deepfake technology was used as an excuse. Comments saying, those videos are fake, generated by artificial intelligence, went viral. Some users analyzed the footage, examined it pixel by pixel. They said, there's an inconsistency here. Fact-checkers immediately got involved. Snopes, PolitiFact, CBC, Reuters all said the same thing. Charlie Kirk really died. Conspiracy theories are false. Official autopsies were performed. A funeral was held. Everything was documented. But one thing was remarkable. Even artificial intelligence systems got confused. AI chatbots like Grok and Perplexity initially said Charlie Kirk is still alive. Users showed this as evidence. They said, look, even AI is confirming it. Then AI companies made corrections. They said, this was an error. There was a bug in our system. But people didn't believe this explanation. Was it really an AI error? Or did someone manipulate these bots? Or maybe AI systems were seeing the truth, but were silenced? Some of these conspiracy theories were very extreme, but some were thought-provoking. For example, it was never explained how Tyler Robinson passed security checks so easily. How did an armed man enter the campus? Where were the security systems? The complete camera footage from the scene was never released. The FBI only shared a few seconds of footage. Why? What was in the rest of the recordings? This question also remained unanswered. Some witnesses said strange things. They claimed to have seen suspicious people on campus just before the incident. But these claims weren't covered in the media. No one took these witnesses seriously. The interesting part is, who benefited from Charlie Kirk's death? Very few people asked this question, but the truth is, Charlie's death benefited some groups. His political rivals breathed a sigh of relief. The media covered this topic for days, breaking rating records. September 21, 2025. State Farm Stadium in Arizona, 95,000 people. President Trump was there. Vice President J.D. Vance was there. Leading figures of the Republican Party were there. A massive memorial service for Charlie Kirk. The stadium was decorated with black and white flags. Giant screens showed Charlie's photos and videos. The crowd sat quietly. Everyone was in deep sorrow. His wife, Erica Kirk, spoke, in tears but with a strong voice. Charlie's legacy will live on. He wasn't just a person, he was a movement, and this movement will continue. She announced that she had become the new CEO of Turning Point USA. She promised to continue to realize Charlie's vision. President Trump also spoke. Charlie Kirk was a patriot. He loved America. He loved young people. He fought for freedom, and this fight cost him his life. Trump's voice was trembling. He seemed genuinely sad. J.D. Vance shared his memories with Charlie. He told how they met, how they worked together. Charlie gave me hope. He taught me to believe in the future, he said. Everyone shed tears. Everyone remembered Charlie. 95,000 people stood up and applauded. This wasn't just a memorial service. This was a show of force, a demonstration showing Charlie Kirk's influence, his power. But something was missing. Real answers. Why did Tyler Robinson kill Charlie Kirk? Was it a political target or a personal vendetta? The FBI investigation is still ongoing, but no details are being shared. Why? Because some truths should never be revealed. We know very little about Charlie Kirk's last days. Did he receive threats? Who was he afraid of? A week before his death, he said something strange in an interview. "Some forces want to silence me, but I will continue to speak." That interview has now been deleted from the internet. You can't find it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Why was it deleted? Who wanted this video removed? The media didn't ask these questions. No one investigated. They just said, Tyler is guilty, case closed. But is the truth that simple? After Charlie Kirk's death, strange things started to happen. Some of his speeches were marked as sensitive content. Some of his videos were removed from platforms. Censorship. A man who fought for free speech was censored after his death. YouTube initially made no statement. Then, under media pressure, they issued a statement. These videos violate our community guidelines. That's why they were removed. But which guidelines did they violate? Charlie Kirk was just expressing his ideas. Why was this dangerous? Twitter also took similar steps. Some of Charlie Kirk's old tweets were hidden. A warning was placed. This content contains misleading information. But those tweets had been there for years. Why was it a problem now? Facebook was the most aggressive platform. Some of Turning Point USA's pages were temporarily shut down. It was said to be for security reasons. But what was the real reason? This wave of censorship wasn't limited to Charlie Kirk. Many accounts that talked about him questioned the incident, discussed conspiracy theories were suspended. Some content creators' channels were shut down. Why? Because the system doesn't like to be questioned. The system punishes everyone who steps outside the official narrative. Charlie Kirk fought against this system while he was alive. After his death, the system brought even him under control. The irony is, Charlie's biggest struggle was free speech. He said, "There's censorship on campuses, young people can't speak." He said, "Big tech companies are silencing conservatives." And now, he too had been silenced. But the most shocking part was mainstream. Media didn't question this censorship. CNN, NBC, CBS, none of them asked, why are Charlie Kirk's videos being deleted? They remained silent. Some even supported this censorship. A columnist had written, Charlie Kirk's content was already harmful. It's the right decision not to spread it after his death. What kind of logic was this? Should a person's ideas also be killed after they die? Charlie Kirk is dead. This is the truth. Tyler James Robinson was arrested. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. This is also the truth. But behind all these truths, there are still unanswered questions. Was Tyler really alone? Who was Charlie Kirk receiving threats from? Why did AI systems give false information? Why was Charlie's last video deleted? Why didn't the media ask more questions? How did the security system fail? Who benefited from this incident? We may never learn the answers to these questions, because some truths are too dangerous. Some truths can shake the foundations of the system, and the system does everything to protect itself. Charlie Kirk wasn't just a speaker. He was a movement, the voice of millions of young people. Whether you agree with him or not, you can't deny his impact. And that voice was silenced. But the question is, can they silence his ideas too? Turning Point USA is still active. Erica Kirk took over management. Events continue. Charlie's legacy lives on. Maybe that was the real power. You can kill a person, but you can't kill an idea. You can silence a leader, but you can't stop a movement. Share this story, because that's what Charlie Kirk wanted, for the truth to be spoken, to stand against censorship, to question the system. If you're also curious about the truth, if you also want to know what's behind the system, keep researching. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because for us, the truth never dies. Charlie Kirk's story is over, but your story is just beginning.